Greetings. Welcome back. Welcome. Today we are just gonna talk about still the more we go and the more we live, we'll need money and we want to expand. Talk more about ways and means of raising money, of making money for your day-to-day living, for your bigger projects, more so for your real estate. Yes, and so we are saying there's a lot of opportunities. We did explore some in our last live, and today we just want to expand and talk about other means which are viable, which people are using to make money. So we are saying, like at the moment, there's this InDrive, which used to be, before then, emergency taxes. There were emergency taxes, then later on came in buses, and later on, it's still that one is transport, public transportation. And this one, there's a whole lot. You can just find your space in there. We pick, like many people, like now we have small cars, you have your spare cars, or you just buy one specifically for that. You use them for InDrive. InDrive people just book. You take them where they want to go. You can start with one, just one car. You start with one car, and when you have started, you will, apologies, I'll have to be sipping. I'm catching a cold from last night. I don't know. So my apologies there, but I want to greet you all and welcome you to this live. Then we share, and you're gonna discover more opportunities which are there where people are making money. So we are saying the InDrive thing, you can have buy a car specifically for that, or you can use your car which you have, and you expand that business. It's making sense because most people now do not want to use their personal cars, like to go for work. Like, welcome there. Say hi, double tap for a like. Say hi so that I know I acknowledge you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. We are just starting. Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. Can you say hi? Can you double tap? Kudobi, welcome. I hope I'm pronouncing your name. I'm trying. Matt Guren, welcome. Double tap, guys, for a like. I'm just starting. You're welcome. Thank you so much. You can kindly say where you are watching from. Thank you so much for joining. You're welcome. Another like, I'm waiting. Welcome so much. Another double tap there. Double tap on the screen for another like. I can see you. Thank you so much. You are greatly appreciated. So we are talking about means of making money, some business opportunities which are viable at the moment. So we are saying the InDrive, that's when you have a small car, you hire it out, you make money. Matty, thank you. Thank you so much. Double tap on the screen. I appreciate you. So you make money. It's affordable. So people, as long as it's affordable, people will make use of your services. And then we are saying they are safer, and that's the one reason most people use them. They are safe to use, they are quicker when you are in a hurry. And most people now, they just don't want to use their private cars for a number of reasons. The other reason is people can't pay parking space. Like in the cities, people can't pay for parking space for the whole day. It means that will cost you about $8, if not more, for the day, which is not practical. So most people would rather leave their cars somewhere and then use the in-drive to go to their workplace. And that will be because they will be saving their fuel. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. Say hi. You can also let me, good morning, Rugare03. Welcome, Rugare. We are just starting. Thank you so much for joining. Monica Kuma, thank you. Welcome. We are just starting. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciated. Can you double tap to like? Double like, please like. Thank you so much for joining. Can you stay? Can you stay? Then we are talking about making money. I hope you understand my language. I'm in Zimbabwe, Southern Africa, in Bulawayo, second largest city of Zimbabwe. Monica, thank you. Thank you so much. Where are you watching from? Kindly just jot it. So we are saying people are making money through that. And people they just want to be free. At times they don't want to worry about their car when they've parked. They don't want to pay the parking fees for longer periods. People want to pay like if they are just dashing and doing 1 or 2, 3 things in the town. But if they're going to stay for long, it's going to be not economically sound. Like to say if you're going to be there for a whole day, you pay parking for the whole day. It won't be sound. So most people would use the in-drive. So that's another line of business where you can make money. You just need to be organized. You can start with one car, and eventually you can that one car can buy you another car, and it can also buy you another car. Those two can buy you another car. Some now have fleets. You can end up having a fleet of cars. So that's another means of making money. That's transport. And then there's the traditional one of minibuses. Those ones will be going like further out to the residential areas. The in-drive mostly is just for quick rush within town or just nearby. Yes, at home when you are in a hurry, you can still use those ones. So it's so important to always have your sources of income because you have a lot of expenses to meet. Like right now, I delayed a bit because I'd rushed to town to pay for my vehicle license. I had to pay for the insurance. And imagine for my insurance, it was $114. And then I have to go and pay for my radio license for the car and for the car license, which also $70, which means I need about $185 just for the car. So if you don't have other incomes, you depend on maybe on your salary or whatever. Like myself with my pension, it will be very difficult. You can't survive. So you need to have a lot of money which is coming in, whether it's a bit from this other source, a bit from this other. So we just want to explore other means of making money. Why so? Because definitely every day you want something, every day you have a need. You also need, there are things that you just have to do, whether you like it or not. Like you can have a best pipe. That one you can't wait to say, I'll fix it at the end of the month. You just have to jump like right now And as we're saying, the properties, they need maintenance. And for that maintenance, you need sources of income. So that is another way. We have talked about one, that's the in-drive, that's transporting people with a small car, and people, you have an app and people book. And then there's also the B&B. People are having like their houses, they convert them, or you just rent the place, or you have another house, you put it up for a B&B. People can come for accommodation, and it's doing very well as well, because people now, most people now, they don't like to go to the like hotels, the big hotels. They want that freedom, which is at lodges or the B&Bs, because they have their time to themselves. It's not congested, it's not too many people. It's also, they can cook for themselves. Like there are people who maybe don't like the fast foods. Though some hotels now, they do the traditional foods, but you still have to, most people can do opt for the B&Bs, for the lodges. So that's another line of business where you can make money. Yes, you have it. You have a few employees as well, and you just need to keep the yard, maintain it, make it pleasant, and keep the rooms clean. Have staff which is trained, and give a good service. People will get used to you. At times you don't have people when you start, but you also have to find strategies to market that. You can market by like giving commission to people, to say, if you bring a client, I'll give you certain amount. And that person will become your permanent client if you give them a good. Important to give a good service. If you give them a good service, once they've been introduced to you, they become your client, right? They become your client now. But the most important thing when you get into business is to give a good service, to make sure the place is clean so that people don't catch diseases just by maybe spending a night at your B&B or your place. And this you can start even from your one of your rooms. Just give it overnight. I know some people who, like, when there are church conferences, they offer accommodation for that. When there are big events in the cities, like trade fairs and all that, you offer accommodation, and you'll be testing. You'll be testing how it works. You'll be improving your skills. You will be understanding how it goes. And eventually, when you see how it works, you can decide to enlarge it and maybe make it a B&B full time. But you also have to have the experience and the exposure to see how people relate, how people behave, what way can you improve, what security measures you put in place, what requirements would the people need. But you can only do that if you have started. You just have to start. That's the most important thing. Whatever you want to do, you have to start. And no one will tell you if it doesn't work, or if you don't like it, you can always stop and go for another thing. But in most cases, it's just the fear. In most cases, just the fear. So the most important thing is to start. Just find areas where you are interested in. So we have talked about in-drive. We have talked that's transportation. Then we now talking about accommodation, providing B&Bs. You see, you just need to make sure it's not labor intensive as well, because you can have a security guard. You can also put some security systems there, but definitely you need someone for security there, so that you can guide people. They can watch over people's cars when they are in, and make it clean. And you know just make someone to clean. That can be 2 3 people can work there, even one. When you're starting, you can have one employee, And people are really surviving on that. You find they can expand until maybe you have another BNB, and you can, some even upgrade to hotels, to bigger lodges. The most important thing is to advertise. How do you advertise? You can say, like, you give flyers to people. It's a word of mouth. You can tell people, friends, relatives, they market for you. Give them commission when you are starting. Don't be stingy. You have to invest. When you go into business, you have to invest. Don't say, I still don't have money, I can't give out. That's how you grow your business. You invest. You invest. I'm down with a cold, guys, so my eyes are red and oh, my voice also, I think, but I'm good. I'm good. I'm just having a cold. So we are talking about that to say, when you go into business, you really have to commit. You invest a little bit. Don't put yourself under pressure, but market your business, different means, see which one works for you. And once that client comes for the first day, if you give them a good service, the next time they just come, they book. You are no longer paying the commission because they've been introduced already to you, and they will keep coming. They will keep coming. When there are bigger events, also go there, talk to the administrators, give them a flyer also. Also market, like right now, you can also market on the social media. There's so other means of marketing. So people will come slowly, but you don't need to expect a boom when you're starting. You have to build your clientele. Once they're getting used and they're happy, they will always come back. The most important thing is to give a good service when you have a business like that. And cleanliness is also most important. And some of these businesses, once you see them working, you can register. You can register, and there's no fear to say I'll be paying money if I register, because you can always give your nil returns to the taxes. You can always give the nil returns. If you didn't do business, they won't charge you. They won't, but you have to submit your returns. It's not very difficult, because right now people are doing the online. You can do online. Let me sip some water. Apologies. My throat gets dry quickly, also because I have a cold, but it's not bad. I just feel like my throat is not very clear, but that's not a big deal. So we continue to talk about the ways and means of making money. And like right now, there's also broking. You can broke for other companies. Like here and there, I also do for bricks, building materials, right? There are big companies which manufacture bricks. You can go there, negotiate. As we are saying, you can do business without money. You negotiate your way. As long as you are doing everything in good faith, you can open an account with a manufacturing company, so that when you have a client, they can supply. When a client pays, of course, you have to be careful. When you deliver, the client has to pay. When they pay, you go back and pay your supplier. It means you can still get some more product when you get another client. That's another way, business that you can do without money. Like right now in the building industry, a lot of companies are offering that. If you negotiate, you go and negotiate, you have an account with the supplier, then you look for your clients, you market online, and in no time people will be used to you. They will be calling you. Just put yourself out there, advertise, Give them your number out there. People will come. That's why you also have to go digital. You have to do digital marketing. And it's very easy. You just post on your WhatsApp group, you market there. If you have gatherings that you go, churches and all that, once people know that you provide that, they will. Like right now, the people from overseas who are building, once you give a good service, your name will grow, you continue to supply, and that's business. But you can start without money. So we are also talking about other businesses where you can start without money. All you need is just good faith and your negotiating skills and have the contacts. Also people who can push clients for you. You can link with the transporters. You know, the places, like in most cities, there are places where, you know, if you go to this place, there are people who transport big trucks. Like if you're dealing in bricks, there are people there who transport bricks. You negotiate with them, you all collect numbers. Whenever you have an order, you go to them or you call them, they transport. You pay them once your client has paid. And they do pay because you will be there with their delivery. They are happy because these days most people don't want to come and pay you so that you bring, because they don't want delays. They don't want excuses. So it should be pay on delivery. That's another one. Then we also have a fourth one, which is child minding, babysitting. Most people are just converting like their residential area, part of it. You start with that. You look after people's children or babies when they go for work. Because now, in some countries, people no longer want to leave their children with nannies or baby minders at the house because of a number of reasons. Child abuse, negligence, because of stories which have been out there of how children get hurt, they are abused and all that. You want to make sure your baby, you live here with someone who is accountable. Some children have also been stolen. You leave a child with a minder, you find the minder is not there, the child is not there, and you don't want to experience that. And that's one reason why most people now are opting to leave their children at a nursery school, a daycare, and all that. So that's another business you can think about as a source of income, baby minding. You can also employ, there are people who are being trained for that, and you can employ those people. But if you are also not working, then you can be doing that at the beginning. It's also not labor intensive. You can start on your own. You can have an assistant in case you are not there. And when the children become more, you can employ. The most important thing is also to say, when you start to do business, hands-on, be hands-on. The reason will be you'll be able to manage, and you can also be able to set strategies for your staff, because you will understand the business. You will be understanding exactly how it goes, the challenges, and all that. So to be hands-on is very important. So that's baby minding. That's another source line of business that you can do. You also have to be trustworthy. You also have to be like someone who likes children. You just don't go to some of this business just because people are making money. It also have to be one of your passion. Do you like it? Because there are so many line of business. Come on, guys. Hi, welcome. I can see you guys. Welcome. Double tape there. Double tape. So there's a lot of need along those areas. because people want to leave their children with someone who is accountable, and this will be registered. You can start before you register just to test the waters, but once you start to find your way, you understand, you can go to the councils, look for the requirements, you start. It's not as difficult, and that is one another line of business that most people are doing, and it's doing very well. As you understand, there's always new babies every day. Every day children are being born, so there's a lot of children who are coming in, so you always have your share. You will get that, but you have to do it properly. You also have to love the children. If you know you are not someone who likes children, you can also opt for the other line of business that we have talked about. But if you are someone who likes children, that is another line of business. And that one also, you need to make sure when you employ people, you employ reliable people. You also have to try to see that this person likes children, because some will just be looking for a job because they want money, but do they like children? Because this one is a sensitive area. We'll be dealing with kids. They need to be loved. You want someone who is clean. You want someone who understands children. So you have to make sure they are well trained, or you train them as well on the job, and have some principles there to make sure the children are safe. The other thing, most important thing where there are children, is security. You must make sure you have rules there that no one should pick children without being registered. You have to know who's gonna pick which child. If the whoever is supposed to pick them is not able, make sure you are notified, so that you don't want to run around, look for people's children, you can't find them. Someone has come to collect their child and the child is not there. You don't want to go through that experience. It can be very nasty, and it can also tarnish the name of your business. So there's a lot of income projects that you can do. There's a lot of hustles that you can do, and there's a lot of business that you can do, but you just have to go into the space and look for your space. I don't know, I'm not seeing comments, but I'm seeing people coming in. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. We're talking about streams of income. We need to have income, other sources of income, whether we are employed, whether we are self-employed, or we are not employed at all. We have to employ ourselves. We have to employ ourselves. Say hi, guys, and like the double tap to like. The other guys, where are you watching from? Good morning, Rugare. How are you? How are you keeping, Rugare? Where are you watching from, Rugare? Thank you so much for coming. It means a lot. Thank you. I greatly appreciate you. Today I have a cold. I don't know whether I'm catching a flu or what. You see my eyes are very red. Can you see? My eyes are red. And my throat. So I keep on. I'm just having a juice. So don't mind me when I have to soothe my throat. So we are talking about other income sources of income, other businesses which are available. The other source now. So we've talked about InDrive, that's in transport. You can find your space, but the most one, which was not common, which is just coming and it's doing well and it's easy to manage, is the InDrive. For those who are just joining, we're talking about InDrive, and we are saying people like to use this transport because it's faster, it's affordable, and people want that freedom. They don't want to use their cars at times, especially in the city centers, because of the parking. They can't leave their cars parked for too long. They just want, they can pay the parking if they are going to be there for a short while. But if they're going to spend the whole day in the city, they also opt for the in-drive. And it's quite a good way of making money as long as you give a good service. If you give a good service, people always, you end up having your clientele. You must also have a register of your clients, your numbers, your place, your spot where they find you. You build your clientele from there as long as you give them a good service. Like also another reason that makes people come back to you, if they forget something in your car, if they drop something, make sure you keep it for them. Make sure you give it back to the owner. That gives you, it can give you an opportunity to build your clientele. So we are saying there's a lot that you can do to make business. Then we went on to talk about broking. Like right now, people are broking. I'm just recapping for those who just joined. You can do broking for building material. It's doing very well. Building material, we're talking of everything that's used for building, especially the bricks. The bricks, the markup is very little, but because bricks are bought in large quantities, you make money. If you make a markup of 4 cents, 2 cents, 3 cents, you will make money from that because bricks are bought in large quantities. Cement is bought in large quantities. So, especially for those who are building new structures, you make money out of that. And the people who transport those bricks, if you have a means of having a large truck that can transport like large quantities of bricks, they are also making money. There's spots where they park. People know where people park, where people buy things in bulk. People just find their place there, and you find trucks parked there. You can have your own truck there, but you can also find clients, take them to these people, and these people, you agree on a commission. You get money for just sending clients to these people. When you give someone a client who's gonna pay 200, they won't hesitate to give you like $30, and you're making money. Suppose you get clients for 3, 4 people, you're making money. And if you have your truck, you also find clients, and also don't hesitate to share, to give other people to bring clients to you. That's how you build clientele. And that's how business is all about. You can't do it everything on your own. You don't need to be greedy. When someone brings in, keep your word. Keep your word. I bring you a client, how much are you going to give me? If you agree on a percentage, just stick to that. And they will always bring you clients because they know you are not a problem. So that's another line of making money. Even when you don't have the money to start the business, with that you can easily do that. So that's another thing we talked about. Then we talked about childcare, like nursery school, baby minding, which you can start from. In African countries, it's not, I think in that area, we are advantages because in other developed countries, there are strict rules about that, looking after the people's children. They have so much set rules that you can get into trouble, but still people do it. As long as you do it in good faith, you also have to understand how far you can go. You don't want to go overbound a lot. You see, so we are saying that's another way. But the key there is just to be trustworthy and to give quality service. Once you give quality service, you grow and don't get easily discouraged. Just start. Eventually, of course, you can't have like the first day you open, you have 100 clients. Never. You might have none, like any other business. You might have none, you might have one. That's very special, especially those clients who come to you when you're starting. They are very special. They mean a lot. So give them the service, the best service that you can. They'll recommend others. You know, there's always the word of mouth, advertising by word of mouth. They'll always recommend other people to come to you. So just do it the best way you can, no matter how small the business you have. Do it to the best of your ability. Give the best service that will grow your business. Then we also talk about teaching skills. There are people who, like now, there's homeschooling. There are people who just opt for homeschooling. In our developed countries, it was like not common, but now people are getting to understand it bit by bit. So there's a lot of like teachers or graduates. You can teach in your line of specialty. Whatever you specialized in, you can teach others. You can start by your neighboring, the neighborhood where there you advertise, you help people with homeworks, you also help people with projects, right? You can also help people with their dissertations. You see that? You can, like school children, help them with their subjects where they are struggling, and you charge. As long as you charge fairly, because people want value for money. You have to charge fairly. It has to be fair. It has to be value for money. You give the service. If you have the teaching skills. You know, some people are teachers by nature, even if they haven't trained as teachers. They can teach and people can pass. And all that's what people want. So that is another way of making money. Say hi, guys. Welcome, welcome. Say hi. Rugari, are you still there? Monica, Coma, Matt Goren. Monica, Coma, are you there? Rugari, are you there? Yes, so we are saying there's still a lot of means that we can go into to make money. Yes, you can also, there's still people, it's trending. People are still doing the traditional way of buying stuff and selling. They use the digital marketing, they advertise on the platform there to say, can you put orders for this country? For example, you can say, I'm putting orders for South Africa. Please place your orders. And taking orders for Botswana. For Botswana there, you advertise on the social media, on your WhatsApp group. You can advertise. You can also say, taking orders for Turkey, because like right now, people like clothes from Turkey, from wherever. Why? Because people just want variety. That's people for you. They want something different. So if you're bringing your stuff, clothes, gadgets, and you advertise, I'm taking orders for Turkey, They might not respond, but don't give up as long as you started. People get used because you can't expect an influx of people. They don't know you, but you have to make yourself known. Just keep on advertising. They'll get used to it. And you also advertise to your friends, to your relatives. They will spread the word. Once you give them something nice, the people who see them wearing it or using it, they will ask, and it's recommendation, and eventually you will grow. Don't, like, when you get into a line of business, you want to compete with those who have already been there, or you want, like, to measure, to say this one is making money, this one. No, it's not like that. You're building yourself, so you just stay focused and continue. But the most important thing is to start. As long as you have started, you'll get somewhere, but be patient. Any business, anything that you are doing, whether it's studying, you have to be patient, because if you're not patient, you will burn out, you get stressed, you will overwork, and you eventually fail. Just have to be patient and also have logic in your thinking. Say, if I'm starting today, I can't be like the next person next door there. Even if it's a shop, you have opened a shop. You can't be like the person who has been in business for 10 years, for 5 years, for 2 years, for 1 year, because you are 1 year old. Yes, a baby who has been born today, they can't crawl, but the other child, baby, is crawling. But they can't compete because they are not the same. Right? They are not the same. So you have to be honest with yourself and be logical when thinking. Don't put pressure on yourself. Don't be too fast. And don't use shortcuts. Shortcuts that are detrimental. They can damage you. They can damage, it's just not it. Just be patient, grow bit by bit. If you have challenges, you pause, you look for solution, you go ahead, you continue. That's the most important thing. So we are saying, let's continue to make money. Even on social media is just another platform which is helping many other platforms to make money, right? Because you can advertise on your social media, you can advertise on your WhatsApp, you can advertise on your Facebook, you can there's so many ways now that people can know about your product. And if it's seen by someone maybe who's in another town, they will tell the person who is in your town, their relatives, their friends, to say, I saw this advert. Can you go and check for me? I saw this advert. Is this true? Can you find out for me? And eventually your clientele will grow. Your clientele will grow. And once they start to grow, you also have to make sure, as you're doing the little business, you are building your capital so that you will be able, if God is gracious with you, you have more clients, so which means you will be needing more money to grow your business. So it's also good to keep your money as you grow, build your capital slowly, and build a reputation. Just give good service, just do everything in good faith. Eventually you grow. So those are other things that you can do. And also another means of, say, the other businesses that are going on is like the beauty. That is another area where people, they opt to have someone to do their makeup, to look after their skin. They just want to go and have facials. You see, they go and have those facials. They want a makeup for special occasions. So being a beauty artist is also another way of making money. Even if you are working, even if you have another line of business, you wait for calls, because you won't have everyone every minute. So while you're doing other things, You also have this other line of business. You have another one there. So you can learn. That's a skill you can learn. And some are inborn. You know, the people who are just born like that, who can plait hair like they've been trained when they haven't. So if you have that talent, make use of it. Advertise and polish it up. Upscale it. Just know what's best. But some people are naturally beauticians. Some are naturally hairdressers. That's another line of business. But what I've realized is that if you stick to one business, eventually, because when people see that this line of business is doing well, a lot of people will jump in. A lot of people, you understand, a lot of people will also notice that and they will jump in. It means it will be oversaturated. And once that happens, your client, your sales or whatever will be less because there are too many players now in the business, in the line of business there. So that's why you need to have different incomes so that you wait for the client. If you are doing hairdressing but you're at work, this one will be additional income. Over weekends, you can do that. After work, you can do that. But you don't wait for people to just say, I'm standing here, I'm waiting for people to come and do their hair. What happens when you don't have? So hairdressing, beautician is something that is going on and is doing well. People, when they go for weddings, their faces to be done. The bridal team needs makeup. The brides need makeup. The close relatives do. So if you just do it once and do it well, like people, when they see someone at the wedding, they say, wow, who did this makeup for you? And they say, oh, it's so and so. That's already where your people will start to flock from. The next time that another person from that crowd is going for a function, is doing something, they will ask for reference. They will be referred, and already you start to build your clientele. You also now start. You see, that's why other people are now making appointments because the clientele will be more. So as long as you build your name patiently, you will grow and just do it right. There's so many, like right now, the people who are making wigs. Excuse me, I have to sip, my throat is dry. There are people who are going into that kind of business and they are doing very well. And some will end up having salons, some they have, excuse me guys, some they have this rent a chair. That is when someone have a salon. There are people who own salon. They put equipment for the salon. You can be one of them. Just put equipment for the salon. Put furniture there. Put the dryers there. Put everything there. Rent out the space. Rent out spaces to people. Rent out a space to the people who are doing nails. Rent out a people to people who are doing makeup. You rent out a space to people who are cutting hair, who are braiding, who are doing wigs. Like right now, there are people who are working. Some places they don't want long hair. They use wigs when they go out. And some people like us, the seniors, we are not able to do our hair quite often because I don't go out often. So you can use wigs. So the people who are doing wigs, but you have to be very creative. Be creative. Make it like it's someone's hair. Do it well. Shape it well. Know what the people want. Also learn a few things about how this shape of someone's face is oval. what type of hair shape they would want. How can I design it for them? Those are skills that you can give yourself. Welcome, welcome, guys. How are you? How are you keeping? Welcome. Yes, we continue with sources of income. So the beautician is another area. You can learn that. Some people don't learn it. They're just hairdressers and beauticians by nature. Say hi and double tap on the screen, guys. Double tap. You're welcome. Thank you for joining. You're welcome. You're so welcome. Thank you. Don't be in the terrace. Don't just watch. Chat with me. Don't watch. No, don't just be in the terraces. Talk. Talk to me, my guys. That's the importance of a live. We have to interact. Say hi. Double tap on the screen. You can comment on what I'm saying. I'm not a preacher per se. I'm just sharing information with you. I'm just sharing information with. So you are also allowed to talk, chat. Yes. So we are saying that's exactly how it works. So if you are a hairstylist by nature, you like hair, you are creative, you can do wigs, put them in a number of salons, put your samples there. Don't stick to one place, put your samples with other people, salons, and once someone buys that and the people see it is nice, they will ask and you get a reference. That's the importance of doing things from your heart. Once you do it well, you will get a market. You'll get a market share. People will look for that. But don't make it one. Don't stick to one thing. In the salon there, you can also bring some things to sell. Yes, besides your doing people's hair, you can also sell perfumes there. You can sell the makeup kits there. You can sell these lip gloss, lip eyes, all those things. Just have them somewhere there. And you can also sell Swiss there. When people are doing their hair, some do styles which take very long. They want something to eat. They want something to chew. They want something to drink. Those are things that you can just use as your means of making money. You see? So, but the most important thing is to start. Don't be hesitant to say, where am I gonna get a client? There are too many people. Yes, many people are there, but you are going to do it differently. No one will do it the way you are doing it. No matter, even if you are twins, you will not do the same thing the same way. So we are exploring the means of making money. The means of making money. Like for those who have just joined, we talked about even teaching as well. You see, these people who have come up with schools, that's how it starts. And now, even if you're not going to open a school, there's homeschooling. People are enjoying that. People are like that. Children who just like that. And those are your potential clients. If you do it well, once you have a record that when you teach, your children will pass, or someone you do their help them with assignments, with projects, with dissertations, they get good marks, they recommend each other, and boom, your business starts from there. Then there's another line of business which is good for many people, the food industry. The food industry, people like eating. Not even like eating, people have to eat, right? People have to eat, they have to survive. So that's another area you can explore. You can start by cooking even from your own home. You put those K-lights, containers, you carry them to your target market. You can just identify places where people are working, like where they are builders. where there are markets. Like here it's winter. You put tea in big plastics. You put some scones. You carry them there. You'll be surprised when people are ordering their stuff at the market there. They're cold. They'll buy a cup of coffee. They'll buy a cup of tea. They'll eat a scones, and some will spend they order and sell there. So they will need to eat food. That's your target market. Just identify areas. Just identify a portion where there's people. You go and you sell your food. Once they test your food, if it's nice, if you're a good cook, they'll always come out. If you are not a good cook, you don't give up. You learn. Now, like now, there's a whole lot of schools for cooking. For cooking, my friends. There's social media. There is cooking. Just go there. Always visit the YouTube. You can learn a lot of things. You can learn to cook. You start, just identify one area where you want to start from. Learn. If it's confectionery, just learn one or two things. Maybe learn scones, maybe burgers or something. Just prepare and always take that thing to that area where you have identified the need. If the response is good, you keep going. You continue and you look for another space again and you supply. You move on. You move on. You end up even maybe employing someone to help you. You see, but you need to make sure you give people good food. You have to be clean. You have to use good utensils. They're attractive. So some of these like hassles, you might think they are too small or what. That's how people start, and eventually they can come up with a restaurant. Maybe in the areas where they are selling, one day they hear there's a space there for rental. You can start from that corner because already you know there's clientele and maybe you're carrying your food from far. If you go there, you start to make, you'll know that now I have people by this corner, people here, and when you tell them now, I'm by this corner now, or I'm in this shop now, that's where we are cooking, we have a small corner, or we have a restaurant, already you have clientele. That's your starting point, right? So it's very important to have that in mind. Just identify opportunities and test the waters. You will find your space. You will see where you fit very well. Welcome, welcome. You will see where you fit very well. You know. So that is very, very important. That's another line. Cooking. You can just concentrate maybe on the teas, the morning food, and then when it's towards lunch hour, you go and prepare lunches. They prepare like some scones, cookies, burgers, and all those things in the morning, and tea. Like if it's winter, in the morning, for maybe when it comes up to around 11, you go and prepare lunch. You do some rice, some salads, some beef, some chicken. You bring again to those people. Eventually, they'll get used. They'll get used that there's this person who's bringing food here, or who stands by that corner, or who goes by this corner. We can go and get food there. And eventually, we're welcome. Hello, my daughter. Thank you so much for joining. You're welcome. Thank you for coming to support. Oh my God. You're welcome, Awe. Thank you so much. How are you today, Awe? How are you keeping? How are you, Awe? What's up? Thank you for joining. I really appreciate you. You're a darling. May God bless you. I'm good, Mama. Thank you, Awe. I'm glad you're good. I am not well today. I think I'm catching a cold. If you look, my eyes are red there. and my throat is dry, so I'm sipping juice to soothe my throat, and also my eyes are red, but it's not bad, it's not severe, but I can feel it. So when you see me sipping, don't complain. I was about to catch a cold, but normally I don't really catch cold. I normally just feel like it's about, and at times it just clears off. I can just gargle maybe salt, warm water with salt, and it clears off. And at times I just chew some ginger, some garlic, or I can make a boil and put honey there and take it, and at times it clears. But if my problem is, once I get the cold, it's once in a while it gets severe that I might need medication. Here we have some packets which they call flu pack. It's a number of tablets that you can take. Yes, so I'm not very well. Oh, get well soon, Mama. Thank you, thank you. It's not too bad. I don't know if it's gonna get serious, but thank you. I don't think so. It shouldn't get cold. It shouldn't get worse. It shouldn't get worse. What time did you finish your? Time did you finish your live last night? You're such a hard worker. I was impressed. You guys worked through the night. Yeah, that's sweet. You motivate me. That's so sweet of you, eh? What time did you finish? I was using, my power was generated from solar, eh? So it was running out. My lights were getting dimmer, so I knew it was gonna switch off. Because it's winter, so at times it fails to go through the night, but at times it does. Like today, there's good sunshine. So when it is charged, oh, it was immediately you left. Oh, but you did well. That was wonderful. That was good of you. You pushed, eh? You really pushed. That's so sweet. Keep it up. I'm proud of you, Awe. You're doing an amazing job. Yeah, so I'm using solar because my electricity, I don't know, it was just draining my units. They would finish like unusually. So I've asked them to come and check. They haven't come. So whatever units I'm buying, I'm not topping it up because it was finishing units like crazy. So I'm just keeping my tokens until they are sorted out. I needed to check what it is, what the problem is. Otherwise, all my money will be going down the drain. You see, so that's what I'm doing. So that's why I'm using solar mostly these days. So I use it through the day. I use it to pump the water into the house. Here we have shortage of water. We use big Jojo tanks. So we have to pump the water into the house using electricity. We're using a pump. So at times it doesn't take me through to the morning, but at times it does. At times it does. When we have good sunlight during the day and I don't use like the washer or something during the day, it will be okay. It will be okay. It can take us through the day, the night, but at times it fails. So here where I was talking about some means of making money, side hustles if you are working or if you are self-employed, finding additional income. So we're just listing down other means which are making people survive or grow their money. And we're saying you can't just stick to one source of income. You have to have a number of streams where you can make money. PS, hi. Oh, welcome. PS, welcome. PS, how are you? How are you, PS? Welcome. Thank you so much for coming. How are you keeping, PS? PS is saying, how are you? I'm not well, PS, but I'm good. I've just have a cold. I think I'm catching a cold, but basically, generally, I'm fine. I'm good. Thank you for joining, PS. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, eh? You're welcome. What's the time now? PS is asking. My time now. My other phone is gone off. I forgot to charge it in the morning. And my TV is off. Awe, what's your time there? Then I can. What's your time, Awe? PS, you still want to see my home? This is my home, PS, the one you are seeing here. You want a tour? You want a tour, PS? Where are you watching from, by the way? PS, you are from Bangladesh, are you? Bangladesh, yes, the cricket guys, PS. Thank you. Thank you for joining, PS. Thank you so much. Mafungo. Yeah. Mafungo back up. Yeah. You want me to chew my tongue, yeah? Hey, bro, what is that? Which one? Mafungo bane. I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm like not pronouncing your name well. I'm sorry about that. I'm just trying. Flip the camera, please. PS, do you mean me? Are you saying I should flip the camera so that you see my home? Is that so? Is that what you mean? Oh, what about the others? The others don't want to see the home. They just want us to chat. They want us to talk. Yes, I want to see your home. I told you you should make an appointment, then I can take you for a tour. But I asked you what's your reason? Why do you want to see my home? PS. I said motivate me to show you around. You didn't. I said motivate me to show you around. Tell me the reason. What's the good reason why you want me to see? Why you want to see my home? Why you want the tour? So we're talking about streams of income that we should definitely try and have a number of sources of income. Right? Never depend on, it's not the best to depend on one income, no matter how good it is, whether you are employed, you have a good salary, whether you're self-employed, your business is doing well, whether you are side hustling and everything is rosy, but try as much as you can to identify other sources of income. And there's a whole lot of opportunities that you can take advantage of, but you just need to see which one is best for you and which one you can manage, and you can start. The other business which you can start even without money, like we're talking about broking. You can be a broker for a lot of things, and that you can start without money. You just get a commission, and that commission can build into capital, and you can start your own business if you want to. So, Awe, what are you saying, my girl? What are you saying, Awe? PS, what are you saying? PS, you said you were gonna pay Lobola for my daughter. Have you brought the money today? PS, have you brought the money? I'm drinking water, guys. My juice is finished. I was taking some juice. I'll put some more. I have to soothe, like, just to make my throat not too dry. PS, what are you saying? Awe, what are you saying? Awe? I asked for time, Awe. What's your time there? PS wants to know what's my time. I know I'm 1 hour behind. I'm 1 hour ahead of Nigeria. So Awe is in. Awe, are you in Nigeria, by the way? Nigeria or Ghana? So PS, what's your reason for wanting to tour the home? Then if you motivate me by giving me valid reasons, I'll do that happily. I'll do that for you, my son. Right, so we are saying, and how is cricket doing in Bangladesh? PS, how is it doing? Do you have games right now? What's happening? Awe, PS. So we are talking about these means of income, trying to make income Awe. I was saying, you can, like, if you are cooking, you're a good cook, or you just like cooking, even if you are not a good cook, but if you like cooking, if you like to see people eat, you can learn. If you're a good cook, just take that into practice. Prepare food for people, start by delivering to them, and maybe with time, when it grows, you get closer to the people. Eventually it can become a restaurant. You see, this is how people start business, because you can't just go and open a restaurant and you haven't tested the waters, you haven't seen the market, you don't want what the people like in those areas. But if you start it gradually, you can become a very good supplier, and the most important thing is also to give a good service. And even if you are not a good, like we've given an example of cooking, you learn. You always learn new skills. You can learn online, you can learn from other people around you, you can learn, and people will always want to eat. That's another source of income. People will always want to eat, and you really have to be calculative. The times, like I'm talking in our area, it's winter now. Winter, you can just prepare tea and scones, sandwiches, take to where there's a lot of people, like where at the markets where people go to order stuff early in the morning, and they will sell there. Eventually, of course, they will be hungry because they leave their homes maybe around 4, 5 a.m. So definitely they won't have eaten anything. If you go there with tea, you go there with scones, they will eventually want something to eat in the morning, so they can buy that. And maybe in the afternoon, you can go and prepare them some lunch and deliver. Eventually, they get used. If you are giving them a good service, if your food is tasty, eventually they'll get used to that, and they'll continue to come and buy. And that will be growing your business gradually. That will become your business gradually. What's doing your husband? Well, what are you saying, PS? I'm not getting you well. What are you saying? What doing your husband? Can you make me understand, PS. So let's just continue talking about this thing of making money, because the world ticks when you have money. The world ticks. Money is not everything, but it makes the world tick, right? It makes the world tick. That's the only thing that makes the world tick. That's how we measure value with money. It always exchanges hands, right? Everyone is running around to get money so that they can survive. Even for your day to day, you need to survive. Like I was telling you that in the morning I'd gone to pay my insurance for the car. I'd also go to pay for my license. I'd also go to pay for my radio license. That's money that you need, and I felt it, hey. I felt it. Because here we pay like per term, and our term is 4 months. So per year we paid 3 times, right? We paid 3 times, and that's a lot of money. And even if you are working, to be taking that money from your salary, it's not the best that you can do. You can maybe get that money from your side hustles or from your business on the side. If you are self-employed, you can also be getting that money from other side businesses that you are doing. Like myself, I'm a pensioner, and I can't be taking that money from my pension because I need to eat. So side hustles can help you like that, isn't it? Yes, your side hustles can help you with these other expenses, because we have a lot of expenses to take care of. You can just have a blockage in the house, your plumbing, you need to fix it. But if you are always taking that money from your salary and putting it there, at times it strains you. It strains you. So you need definitely to be having other sources of income. And we talked about a number of income. Just for those who joined now, let me recap with a few of them. We said you can do in-drive cars. I don't know what you call them in other countries, but in-drive is popular, right? You can transport generally. That would be the in-drive, just to transport people from point A to point B. And you can have trucks to transport goods from locally, like people have bought their stuff, bricks, they've bought their cement. You have a big truck, you transport, go and deliver to their construction area. You have a minibus, you can be transporting school children. You have your small car. You can also be doing school runs, right? Yes, you can also be doing school runs. And there's the conventional taxis. They are still there. I don't know in other countries, but here we still have taxis, which will be having their phone number there, then and you can go there and hire them to take you to where you want to go. And we also talked about broking. Can be a broker for real estate. You can be a broker for other people's business, BNBs. You can broker for everything. Like we are talking about building material. You can be a broker for people who manufacture bricks, for people who manufacture cement, and all that. And we also talked about beauticians. You can be doing people's hair, you can do makeup, the nails also, pedicure and manicure. Very important, because people want to look good when they have functions and when they go to work. Yes, you can do that. And these are some of these skills are inborn. You can just polish them by just always be doing it, or by adding a little bit of education to that. And we're saying those people, like for the beauty, you can go as further as doing makeups for occasions. You market them well. You can also do wigs. You can also do their hair plait, their hair fix, if whether it's an inborn skill or you have trained for that. Those are incomes. And don't stick to one job. You can be doing those the hair, the makeups over the weekend, in the evenings, or any other when you have spare time. People can book you and you can arrange after work or over the weekend. You can do that for people, and that will be income. And in some countries, people pay a lot of money for that, because those are skills. Eh? Those are skills. And we are saying whatever you want to do, you can market it digital. Like right now, things are getting easier and easier. You market online, you can market on your like WhatsApp, you can market on your Facebook, you can market on, even you see there's a lot of things that you can do. And even what we are doing now, this is another side hustle. But one thing we're talking about is you need to be patient, right? You need to be patient. Like right now we are talking about, you can also do this YouTube things. If you're doing YouTube, you have to be patient. Even if you are starting your business, you have to be patient, because you can't just start today and expect a whole influx of people to be buying. Now, you just need to be patient. You just have to wait. You just don't compete with those who are in that business for long. You have to, it grows over time, and you have to be strategic. You have to identify opportunity. When you have identified your opportunity, you identify your market, and you go to where the people are. And that business can grow to become a corporate business. I've seen that. Even those, there are people who are also providing a service for security. That's another line of business, guys. Security. Hmm? If you are working in the forces, you know more about that. You can train other people and earn income from training other people. You can also start your own. And you don't need to wait to start it. I've seen most people from the forces, they do it when they've retired. But you can start before you retire. You can start before you retire. I don't know if there will be conflict of interest there, but I don't think so. Most people now, the countries now, they encourage entrepreneurship. I think it's all about declaring what you are doing. You just need to declare it. I don't know, right? It will also depend with the countries that you are coming from. But I think most countries, they are encouraging entrepreneurship, and they also want, like, when the people retire, they don't want them to be destitute, so they have to prepare on time. So as long as it's not conflicting, you don't do it during your working hours, you can start something, and you can train others to be doing it for you, and you can hire those security, the human security, to other companies, and they are paid per head, right? They are paid per head. Yes, you can train them, send them out to you look for business yourself, and then you deploy them, and you'll be earning income. You also give them income. In other ways, you are doing yourself good, you are making income for yourself, and you are also employing other people. You see how good it is and how sweet it is. You are also employing other people. That is great, isn't it? So we are also saying, let's continue and do that, and find out what is working, what is there, where there are gaps, what is needed, where there is a shortage of service, give it out. So with security, you can even expand it. to the extent of like be able to install security gadgets, right? You can install security gadgets, the alarms, the cameras, and all that. And that will be providing security, and you can do it part-time. And you can learn it as well. If you know a little, you can learn more. Right? You can learn more and do that, give that service to the nation, give that service to other people. You can end up recruiting so many security guards. You can also end up being a provider of security gadgets like the cameras, like the alarms, the radios, the communication radios. I don't know, the literal name is over. You can supply that. You can supply button sticks for security guards. You can even offer security services to residential areas, to communities, besides individuals, to communities. And you can make money out of that. And you can also pay these people that are working for you. So eventually you'll also be giving back to the community in another way. And you'll be making money for yourself. Because definitely whichever way, day to day we need money. We need money to feed ourselves. We need money for school fees. We need money. Your clothes, you need replacement. Your houses need maintenance. You want to build a house for yourself. You want to look for land for yourself. It's all about money. It's not everything, I agree, but you need it. We do. We definitely need it. We have to eat every day. There's so many expenses that need money, and money is that's the form of exchange that we use almost everywhere. The difference will only be in the currencies, but wherever you go, there's money which is exchanging hands. It might have a different name. In Zimbabwe here, it will be called Zig. In our neighbor Zambia, they'll call it Kwacha. And in Mozambique, they call it, now I've forgotten how so. Oh, come on, I'll remember. And in Nigeria, there, my friends, you call it Naira. Pounds in the UK there, Australian dollar somewhere there. Yes, wherever you are, you need it. And that shows that is a precious something. It's precious because if you see something is being used everywhere, it means it's important. It's only the difference in names. It's only the difference in names. Go some places, they call it yen, Medcash in Mozambique there, Pula in Botswana there, you need a rand in South Africa. But basically, it's all money. That shows that wherever you are, you still need the money. So you have to find means of raising that money, means of making that money so that you can survive and you can enjoy your life. And, by achieving whatever you want to achieve and gradually. But the bad thing is just how are you getting your money? You just have to have some good means of making your money, you see. So that's exactly what you are saying. We need to grow money. We need to grow money. And there are so many other means of making money. You can also like doing furniture. Like, furniture. New homes always start. You make furniture. And when you're starting a home, when you have started the home, you need to repair some things. You need to replace some stuff. Those are the things you can work on. And you can also be a broker for furniture companies. people who are manufacturing furniture. And you can also like start a place where you will be doing furniture from your backyard. You can start from there. Eventually, you can go to other home industry areas. Like here, we have a number of them. We have Belmont. We have the other place there, Kelvin. We have a number of places where you can do and do those home industries, like make furniture. If you are good in making furniture, and you can market them online. You can market them online. That's a good thing. And life has been made so easy. Unlike long back, whatever you would sell, you have to go from house to house. You will have to go from house to house or from place to place, going around selling. But life has been made so easy. You market your goods, you market your service online, you market your service. So, you know, the world is so full of things that you can do. Some people are even ordering stuff from China, in bulk. You come and sell to the companies, or you can even have your people make orders, place orders, you bring them for them. Or you can just go and buy containers, have an outlet there if you have the money. If you don't have, you can start by small, asking other people to bring for you. You go and sell. You'll be building your capital. But that is doing very well. People taking orders online, you advertise on your WhatsApp, you advertise on your Facebook, any platform where you think, because people watch everything, right? People watch, we do watch everything, and we'll be seeing those adverts. And when you post something that is nice, eventually someone will ask. But one thing I've noticed about the digital marketing, I don't know, but I feel like people should give information, adequate information. Because if you advertise, you put a dress there for sale, and you don't say the price, you don't say when the person can get it, whether you have it in stock or whether you're placing an order, and when are those orders going to come. Some people are just hesitant to ask you to say how much is it. You give them the price. It's $20. When can I get it? If I place an order today, then you respond. You're also giving yourself too much work. Don't you think so? So I think it's also when you're giving a service, you're offering a service, or you're marketing some products, give adequate information. Someone can make a decision, an informed decision quickly. Because if you give half, it's just like a half-baked potato, right? You can't just give someone the product. The person has to ask you how much is it? Where can I get it? It's too long a conversation. Just give the information. Give people the information. I'm placing orders for turkey, and these are the that and put the price at the bottom of each dress or whatever. If it's furniture, this is so much. When you place an order, 5 days, 1 week, month end, you collect your orders. It makes life easy. It makes your business easy for yourself and for your clients as well. You can quickly close the deals. So I think to give adequate information when you are advertising is very important. Very important. Excuse me. It's just water. I'm drinking water. I'm drinking water. Yes, the other businesses we are talking about, there's a whole lot. We can't even finish them. There's like we're talking about supplying things, buying things from. You should know which company is good, which area, which country is good for what, which company is good for what. Like if you go like China, you can get the goods like electrical gadgets, the laptops, the phones, and you also do your research. You see which phones people are looking for more, and which phones are doing good, which phones are staying long without breaking down. You look for those things and you market them. Which country, Turkey, is good in clothes? You look for companies to link with there, for catalogs. I remember at one point I had a company in China which was sending me catalogs and small samples for clothes. Yes, and you market that. Just have to know. It was from and Pakistan as well is good with clothes. All these countries, you should know what they are selling if you are interested in import and export, importing goods. If you're interested in importing, you have to know the companies, what do they have, and you market that. You have your countries. You have an idea what the people they might like. There are traditional things that people always like. So you can market that as well. You look for the contacts there, and you can easily get them from people who are already into that business. They'll always share the information with you. And now with Google, you can also search for information. There's a lot. And there's Google now. There's AI there. They can chat it. They will give you information. You look for that information. You simply look for that information. You look for links there. At times you can even negotiate. Some people can give you goods without paying. Like Japan, they're doing cars. I know people were getting cars from Japan. They come and sell and they go and pay. They get more, they go and pay. So at times it's also about your negotiating skills as well, as long as you operate in good faith. So there's a whole lot of businesses that you can think of. We'll just explore some, but we can't finish them. There are so many. Even in your country. In your country, you can have you'd know this state, they plant this, and in my area, there's shortage of this. Like here, we get fruits mostly from another province, another region there, which is Manicaland. So if you are staying in Manicaland, you can start to get your links in Mateveleland to get clients to supply, or to get people who can come and order from you. And imagine when you're doing that business, there's a whole lot of people who are involved who can also get business. The transporter, like the big trucks that we're saying, people hire them to go and carry their wares from as far as Manicaland, Mutare, Nyanga. There's a whole lot for fruits there. Our markets sell fruits from there. So if you're a transporter, you can be getting, and if you are not a transporter, but you can look for transport for these people. They'll ask, where can I get a truck? Where can I, the big trucks, you find them this place. The other ones, you find them this place. You link up with those people and you be a broker for all these people. Then you can, at one point, you can also come up with your own. Guys, welcome. I can see you, but I'm not seeing your names. Can you say hi? And can you double click there? We are welcome. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you guys. You're doing well for me. You're doing good for me. You fuel me. Otherwise, I'd be discouraged. But I'm so happy you are here. You keep coming. Thank you so much. Double tap for likes. And you can also say hi. You can tell me where you're watching from. That would be good. So today we're just talking, those who have just joined, we are talking about means. Yeah, like right now I was on the point, we have explored a number of them. If you're going to watch this video, you're going to benefit a lot. You won't fail to identify one line of business that might click with you. You won't fail, definitely. We have explored a number, so many of them. So do yourself good. Watch this video and hear the ideas that were coming up where you can do business. And the reason being that we are saying we all need money. And this money cannot come from the source, which is only a single source. It can't afford that. We need money and more by day because of inflation and because of just the basic needs. We need money. We always need money. It's not everything, but we need it. That's the medium of exchange wherever you go. And we're saying all countries use money. The difference is just in the name of the currency. But wherever you go, money is being used. So we'd rather also do yourself good by finding streams of making money, a number of streams of making money. So we were just exploring which means, and so that when you watch this video again, you can identify, you can pick from that information which one can be ideal for you, which one can be ideal for your area where you're staying, which one is like in you. You know, there's some businesses that are just in you, and some people are just sitting on their talents. We're saying there are other skills which are inborn. You're just born with these skills, but you haven't applied them to say, like, you take them a step further to make them a business or to make it a source of income. And if you start, you can always upgrade to be a professional, or some people are even can do some skills like hairdressing better than a qualified hairdresser, which are talents which people have. Makeup, some people are just good with that. And even broking, some people are just good with context. You ask them about anything, they will tell you this, you can find it there. But the only thing with that, they are not taking it as a business. If you do that, you find you can make money to sustain yourself and to cushion your major income, source of income, whether you're employed, self-employed, pensioner like your mom here, a business person like, you know, we have been there. So I think you can do yourself good by just going back and watch this video. You won't fail to get something that you can relate with, and something that you might want to try if you want to, or something that you can just start to research about. Right? You can start to research about other opportunities that we talked about today. So we are saying, now we were like talking about broking as well. There's so many things you can do. Like we're now talking about the fruits. You should know your country, where you can find what and where they don't have what. In your area, like we're saying here where I stay in Matabeleland, we get our fruits from as far as Manicaland. and that can give business to transporters. You can broker for transporters. You can also order and come and sell for yourself. You can link the suppliers there with some people who can order that stuff, and you'll be getting money. You can get commission. You can get your markup as profit if you order that stuff. You can negotiate. That's why communication is the basis of communication is the basis of everything. That's a skill, a soft skill that you really need to utilize to communicate. You need to utilize. You can negotiate without a cent. They were saying there's so many businesses that you can do without money. You can negotiate with the people who have wares, who have produce, and you can sell and pay those people. Or you can link them up with people who are buying. They give you a commission, and you can build your capital from there. Or you can even like maintain your life from there, like here. Or you can cushion your basic income if you are employed. Wherever you are, just look around you to see what else is there that you can sell to someone or that you can link someone up with for profit. And you'll make profit out of that, definitely. You can't go. At times, some things you think they are useless or you don't even pay attention, but it's money sitting there. You see. So we're saying always check around what is available where and what is not available where. Those two. Go and take that thing there, put it there. In between, you get money. Yes, you get money. And that will be within your own country. There's a whole lot because, like, places are not the same. Like here in my country, there is Madura, somewhere in much south, Matabeleland South, which is wanted as far as in Mashonaland. People like that. So you can like gather. I did that before. You can just like be buying those Maklimbi caterpillar worms and go and sell them. I don't know other countries. Do you know that stuff? Caterpillar worms. And then you can take them to the other region. They'll be expensive because they don't have them in their place. So you make profit there. You can either go and order them in stock and then sell them immediately, or you wait when they are out of season. The same way with the produce, farm produce, like we're talking even about fruits. You should know when they are coming into season and you get yourself ready. You order that, you go and buy, you put your markup or you link up the supplier and some buyers. You always make money from there. That's what we are saying. There's a whole lot of means that can make you money to supplement your salary. If you are self-employed, that can expand your territory. If you are a pensioner, that can give you some comfort. You'll be making a few cents here and there. And some of these opportunities can actually, you start them, but they can grow into real business. That's how people start. When you get into something, it will eventually grow. You get into something small, you start small, you grow, but make sure you keep your eyes open. You learn, and you observe. Be very observant. Understand systems, how they work. And that is the information that you can use to establish your small business, your medium, or your big business. And whether you start small, it can eventually grow to become even a corporate. That's how people start. Like I was telling you about security. You can have a security company, you train people, or you hire some people to train them, and you can deploy them, get business with companies, get business with homes, get business, and they can be working there and you'll be getting paid. And these people are employed as well, which means you are doing good to yourself and doing good to other people there. And after that, you can actually be a big security company. You can also diversify and start to do security systems, which are like alarms, which are like cameras and all that. And before you know it, you can become established. You can start to like give your security human power to corporates, and you can have tenders and you can earn money from that. And you also become part of the corporates, but you don't start there. You start small. You test the waters. You see whether it's making sense to you. You see whether it's like it's your thing. When you feel it's your thing, you develop it. But you just have to do everything in good faith. And we're saying most of these businesses, you don't need to start them when you have left employment. If you are working in the security forces, you can think of having a security company as your vision. But you can start when you're still at work. All you need is just to declare to your employer that this is what I'm doing, so that there's no conflict of interest there. But most countries, like I was saying before, most countries, they are encouraging entrepreneurship. They're no longer hard about that, to say if you are employed there, you are not allowed to have any other business. Some countries are now allowing it because of another good reason, that they've realized when people leave employment, they become destitute. But if they've started something of their own before they leave, they just have to go and grow it when they leave employment, either by retirement or by unforeseen circumstances. People like get injured or fall sick, and they have something. There's nothing as good as seeing someone who has worked for you before, and you see them when they've left employment, they're still good, they're still surviving well. And like when you see them ragged, you feel like you didn't play a part, you didn't do well. You see, that's why most companies will eventually now try to reform their pension schemes and all that. Because, like, we can give an example of a government. You have the civil servants who are working for the government. They will be good when they are working because they'll be getting an income. But if all of them become destitute when they leave employment, eventually the public service